Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
Atlanteon is part of the Silver Lining Games that was very popular with Fantasy Flight games during a certain time period. You're going to have a certain look to these, and it just brings me back to that time period. Now, the look of the game has not aged well. This is not a game you're going to be like, wow, look at this components. By the time, they were pretty darn good. What is Atlantean? So this is a tile-laying game where everybody has the same pieces with different artwork on it, 0 to 9, and some special pieces. And you're going to be putting these pieces down to surround areas on the board. When an area is surrounded, you add up who has the most influence or area control around it. And then whoever does puts a marker out. You put enough markers out, you win. So area influence games, you don't see a ton of these in a two-player only game, and I think it works brilliantly here. Now this game is full of math. You're like, okay, if I put this here, I can't put it there, so I might win this, blah, 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 and that would be out. Now there is a game, and allow me to stretch a little bit, called Smash Up that I feel like has the same thing. You're putting cards around a base and you want it to burst, and that gives you a lot of special powers and a lot of things kind of moving on, a lot of chaos, a lot of take that. Atlantean's more of a pure game of Smash Up, if you ask me. It's surrounded, you have your numbers, it's a Renier Knizia game, and it's pure math. How can I score the most points? By utilizing the same tiles that you have. That's it. It's a very, very pure game. Now, it's fine. It's something I decided not to keep just because it was never getting to the table. From the look of it, not just the artwork, but the aging nature of it, the simplistic nature, the heavy math. Honestly, I'd rather pull out Smash Up. And that's the game that we would go to for this kind of area influence game. Plus, it plays more than 2 players. If you're looking for a small box game, you could literally put the components in a baggie and put it in your pocket, and you're off to your game night. This would accomplish that, and for that regard, I would say that it goes up a little bit for you. If you're looking for a budget game, this is one I would tell you to kind of check out for a 2-player area influence game. It's not a looker, but the gameplay is very, very solid. I could see this one coming out with a re-theme, and it would be a fun exercise to kind of revisit this game and see what we could do or modernize it just a tad. For me, it just didn't hit the table for us. In that regards, it will be a Purge. Here is Atlantean by Renier Knizia and Fantasy Flight Games in the Silver Lining Collection, as you can tell here. You're going to get a rule book, which we'll take a look at in a few minutes. You're going to get a board that's like a puzzle, so you'll put it together here. And you have little spaces where you can put on the tiles. You're going to get some of these little pieces here that will just be wooden cylinders. You're going to get some neutral tiles here, which you will use when you start to play the game. And you'll get these wooden towers, if you will, that will come in. These are fine. They come in a couple different clips. And everybody will have a set of tiles. They'll just be different colors. All the numbers and everything are exactly the same. And then you'll have some cylinders in your color. There's white and there's blue that come into the game. That's it. The insert, you can tell, it's custom. This is Fantasy Flight down here, but it's obviously not made for this game. The components are okay. They haven't aged well. I mean, the artwork almost looks like clip art, but it's not. It's kind of weird, but it's fine. Here's the rule book. It has like this purple-blue tone to it. It's kind of weird. Very small font as you're going through this. It's a little bit longer than it needs to be. I feel like it's a little bit easier. Some variants back here at the back. You got plenty of pictures, and these are examples through here. So the rules kind of end right here. It tells you how to win, and the rest of this are just examples and variants and credits and stuff. It goes over the components with you. It's a fairly easy game to learn. You probably need 5, maybe 10 minutes to read through this. You'll be up and playing with no issues at all. There's 3 ways to win. If you capture somebody's king, you get 11 of these markers where you control places, or you're able to win all 3 of these towers. You have to have all 3 in order to win. At the beginning of the game, the players will take turns putting these towers out on the board based on who is first and second player, and you can place those wherever you see fit. On your turn, you are going to place one of your tiles of your color on the board. It can be anywhere you want. Let's say you're going to place it right next to this. Then the next player can place a tile out wherever. I'm just going to place it here to kind of show you how this works. So then what you will do, let's say you surround the white tower. Obviously nothing can go on this side because it's the edge of the board. You add it up. 6 plus 4 is 10. This is 2. So the lighter color, the lighter green color, will grab this tower. The white tower does not do anything. You just grab the tower. Remember, if you get all three of them, you win the game. Let's say maybe on the black tower, which works a little differently, we had set up where we had played something like this, and you would add up the different scores here, let's say, orthogonally. So you would have a 7 for this player and a 5 here. So they would grab the black one. Now they got 2 of them, and they get to put their control marker on there. You can see that because this one has a place for it, this one does not. Otherwise, you're going to continue to take turns placing out tiles, and when you have one surrounded like this one, so it's got 5 plus 6 is 11, this one only has a 1 there, plus the 3 in the middle, then you would put a control token out. If you get 11 of these tokens out, then you win the game. Or if you're able to completely surround somebody's king and get control of it, say it was something like this, and this player had this here, they would completely surround it, taking over their king. And that's kind of how you play. You place a tile. If it's completely surrounded, you see who has control of it, and you determine the winner if somebody gets all 3 towers, takes somebody's king, or puts all 11 of the control markers out. Who should buy this game? This game is solidified for a 2-player area influence fan. If you're looking for a 2-player influence game and you want something small and you want something that can be played rather quickly, it's very pure, very simple. You can play this with a child, you can play this with an adult and have equal amount of fun, then this would be one. There's some special tiles that do things a little bit differently, but it's a pure math game, pure area influence, pure tile laying game, and that's going to be very appealing to some. It's very, very portable. You can easily take this on a trip with you. The artwork is to be desired a little bit. I think the game has aged a little bit in its graphics and the way that it presents itself, but otherwise a very pure game. One that didn't hit the table for us, so we went ahead and let this one go. It's a Purge for us.